morning. Good morning, everyone. Kobe, how you doing, my man? Happy 2026, is it? Is it
Yes,
2026?
sir. I
That's
think so.
crazy. I love it.
Not even a full
Let's
48 hours. Not even a full 48 hours in the new year, man.
that's wild. We're deep into it. Yeah, I've just messed around here with the layout a little bit, so let me know how it works here.
All good.
It's new year, new styles. We're trying stuff out here today.
Dude,
So,
why not? FAFO. FAFO.
oh, okay, I'm calling myself out. What the heck does that mean?
F around and find out.
Okay,
Yes, of
I'm slow.
course.
Let me just take a little bit more coffee, which is
So
now
does it,
finished.
so it's changing now, like when one of us is talking, it switches. Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's
All
the idea
right.
here. So whether it's gonna
Sick.
actually work and whether it's gonna look good, we'll see. But FAFO. FAFO.
FAFO is right, man.
I
FAFO
know
is
what that means
right.
now.
Yeah, FAFO. Yeah, just cleaner. You don't have to actually swear.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, hey, I just want to welcome you guys. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being I think this is a little bit more meaningful today, man, because as the topic of our conversation today is reviewing everything that went down in 2025. Not necessarily for us specifically, but we may touch on that. Who knows? We'll see what the vibe feels like. But just for kind of crypto and AI in general, we're going to kind of look back, have a bit of a nostalgic trip here, see all the things that happened, whether it was good, whether it was bad, whether it was ugly, whether it was the opposite of ugly. We're going to go over it here. But on that line of thinking, it got me, it pivoted my brain over to you guys and how grateful I have been personally that you guys have been helping support us. You guys have been helping us grow. It's been such a cool experience, and to be able to have your support to continue to get out here every single week has just been one of the greatest things to happen to me. So I've been chatting for a while. Kobe, how are
Hell
these
yeah,
thoughts
dude.
bouncing off you?
Well, I mean, for me, bro, like the year was crazy, honestly, kind of a lot of ups and downs. But yeah, just to like hammer your point home, Web3 matters, like being the constant in this. I know I've mentioned it before, and like I won't stop kind of expressing like the gratitude for you guys, bringing me on way back in like late 2023, I think. Best
That's
thing
so
that's happened
crazy.
to me, and I know, dude, I know. Best thing that's happened to me in the space, just or in general, just in terms of like my internet life, I suppose, the personal brand journey. Yeah, that's been a great constant for me. Lots of ups and downs. And I feel like skill wise, I skilled up huge. 2025 was huge for me. And I'm not like trying
Massive
to
year for Kobe.
thank you. I'm not trying to like, pound my own chest, but sometimes you have to a little bit, right? Like pat yourself on the back and acknowledge that when you level up, look in the mirror and be like, bro, nobody else did that for you. It was
100%.
100% you. So yeah, and Web3 Matters played a huge role in that. There was a lot of times where we've and I need to respond to Quantic's message in the team chat about this, but there's been times where we kind of but all three of us were really busy and scrambling for a topic, and a lot of the times, and at least for me, I had to, okay, now I have something I need to do in order to showcase, right? So gosh, what was it that one time we did, I can't remember what it was for, but I ended up spinning up like a dashboard, like a little website for the data that we were talking. Oh, gaming. It was like gaming data,
Mm,
and so
yeah,
that
yeah.
forced me to like spin something up. And I think I learned a couple things while I was doing that in like the 2 hours of 1 hour it took me. And so having this weekly anchor has helped me so much. And I can't wait to dive into kind of the other things outside of Web3 Matters that happened this year. I know that Trav and I spent a few minutes talking before, and I know there's some pretty cool stuff, some cool, some not so cool stuff that happened this year that I totally forgot about, like Trump meme
Yes.
coin, ETFs. It felt like I didn't think that actually happened in 2024, but it did. It feels like it was 2023. So yeah, the year went by super fast. All time high for Bitcoin, and the hangover that came with it. Uh, no alt season really ever happened. Games win, all that stuff. And I won't spill the beans too much. I know that we've got a little bit of a list here to go through. So, what do you think, Trav?
Heck yeah, man. No, it's like that's been the cool thing. Even just from doing our prep for our show today, it was really fun going through all those headlines and being like, holy crap, as if that was less than a year ago, or as if that's already been a year since that's happened,
Yes.
you know? And like, I think what's important about doing this is it's a way to kind of, like you mentioned earlier with Web3 Matters every single week. Doing something like this is important to kind of ground yourself, is
Mhm.
important to kind of learn from the mistakes of the past, obviously, so we don't make them again in the future. But it's also helpful to kind of just reflect on how far not only we as individuals have come, but we as a community, as a culture, as the crypto ecosystem, like how far we've come as well here. And like I was very surprised by the massive milestones that we've made this year or back in 2025 already here. So yeah, and not only that, but we're gonna chat about some AI, some big things that happen in AI. And like we were talking about earlier, it is crazy how far AI has come in 1 year. Like nuts. And what the thing that blows my mind the most is that when you actually look at the growth, like from velocity standpoint or from A to B or like a timeline standpoint, the like how much more it was last year compared to the year before, which was also absolutely nuts, is terrifying and fascinating at the same time. Like legitimately a curve that is just accelerating. It's like a hockey stick,
Seriously. Like,
kind of
dude,
represent.
Moore's Law. Like, we're literally seeing, Moore's Law, which is something I'm sure we all learned about that, like, 5, 10 years ago. The example historically is like the invention of the semiconductor, right? When the semiconductor got created, then that allowed like all of this technology and electronics to grow rapidly. And so I don't know. I compare like language models to the semiconductor in like the tech world, right? So we don't even think about the semiconductor, but like without that, the computers just from a basic person, non-crypto, non-web3, non-AI person is using these things that were made possible by that invention, and they have no idea. We're going to see the same thing with AI, right? We're going to start to see AI being abstracted away from things where people are using it, don't necessarily realize they're using it. And
Hmm.
we're seeing this,
Yeah.
we're seeing the same thing happen in crypto, dude, right? So like
Hmm.
people are Poly Market is a great example. Like, that's all on chain, it's on Polygon, but if your average sports bettor wants to go there, he doesn't have to learn how to use blockchain, right? So we're going to see one example. I'm not even going to really shill it, but I'm trying to build a voice agent for myself, is how it started, to do like to-do lists, right? Where you talk to this voice agent while you're on your way to work or whatever, while before you kind of like lock in for the day. And then it is going to produce some to-do list that looks nice for you. And as I'm like thinking about branding it, like I'm not going to call it an AI voice agent. That would be the worst idea ever. Like, I'm going to call it something like Talk Through It or something like that, or Talk Through, or I don't know. I know I'm on a side tangent here, but like, yes, it's scary good. It's scary fast, and things have gotten scary good. Like, dude, we were still using GPT 4.0 in August, right?
You know what's so
Like,
funny about that is it's still such like an advanced piece of technology, but we're talking about it right now like it's in like antique relic.
right, right, right,
We're using
right.
ChatGPT 4.0. Like
I know, dude.
so crazy.
And then the sycophancy stuff, like shoot, I didn't even put that on my list, but like the AI psychosis wave where people were kind of like falling in love, or AI girlfriends were like not even just a meme, but like
Yeah.
a real thing for a little while. And
Yeah.
that's crazy. So I
Didn't
guess,
didn't somebody marry their AI girlfriend? Wasn't that a thing? I feel like,
I think so. Or like, yes, I think there was. I do know that even mainstream media was covering this.
oh my
And so
goodness.
I'm honestly glad it got weird for a little bit,
Yeah.
because, it's a center of gravity type of thing, right? It's like natural kind of like resolution back to a sane middle ground. Sometimes you have to push the limits a little bit to know what's weird.
That is true. That is true. No,
But
I
yeah,
love it,
it's been
man.
insane.
Perfect. No, it's been a hell of a year, and we're about to dive into it here. But before we do, yeah, just want to thank you guys all once more for being here today. My name is Trav. We've got Kobe here. Together we're at Web3 Matters. Quantic is cooking, And boy, when that guy cooks, he cooks. He'll be
Hmm.
back with us next week, and I'm actually really excited for our topic next week here. But I
Yeah.
won't spill any info on that quite yet, except for the fact that I have allocated a substantial amount of my portfolio to make this stream happen. Well, not to make the stream happen, but to utilize based on what we talk about in this stream, if that makes
Oh yeah.
sense. Take it home.
I'm
Okay,
stoked
perfect.
too, dude.
So
I'm gonna do the same thing, by the way. I'm also gonna do that. I've got some money on
I
chain
love it.
right now, so yeah,
Perfect.
I'll do the same. We'll do it together.
So not only will we learn, but we're going to put our money where our mouth is and actually follow up on the things that we talk about and see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
FAFO. I love that.
Bafo.
I'm
That's
using it
right,
all
man.
the time. Awesome, man. Well, let's start going through some headlines here.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a cool thing to talk about here real quick is how we kind of came about finding these topics that we're going to talk about today. So maybe I feel like we probably both went about it in a similar way here, but I'll share mine first here. So first of all, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention here, but that's all Elon has been posting about these days is how awesome Grok is. And you know what? It's been pretty awesome. It's been pretty awesome. All I did is I entered in a prompt. Hold up. Let me actually pull up my
So he
window
has.
here.
I haven't even been paying attention. He's been like touting the Grok improvements, basically.
Yeah. 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 So Grok improvements. Apparently Grok saved somebody's life the other day.
Uh,
This person put up or uploaded their MRI scans to Grok, and it actually was able to diagnose a early stage appendicitis that the radiologist had actually missed. So even with,
Crazy.
with an MRI, which is the most detailed type of scan you could possibly get, the fact that it the human error played such a role in all of this and that AI was actually able to diagnose it itself to the point where they actually show a picture of him in the hospital after his procedure. It's all these trains hanging out of him and stuff like that here. But yeah, who knows what the outcome would have
Crazy.
been. I mean, I'm sure if it got bad enough, they would have figured it out, but it kept
Yeah,
him
but
from having
sometimes
to
it
get
gets
to
too
that point.
late.
Yeah, very, very
Like
quickly, especially if they
I
get
had a
rupture.
similar. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done. It's all you.
I was gonna say my grandma had surgery. I don't know, a few months ago. Like, remember I was doing streams from her house there for like three
Yeah.
weeks, and I don't want to say that me plus AI saved her life, but like me consulting and giving AI all the paperwork and all the symptoms and everything, basically all the context, and I created like a project inside ChatGPT. Like, AI gave me the confidence to push the doctors to stop waiting and send her down to the bigger hospital to get surgery. And the surgeon there said, yeah, if they would have waited another 12 to 24 hours, then this could have, gone from, she could have got septic. And so, uh, yeah, dude, it's crazy. When are we going to just replace doctors? Because like right now, it's like you're hearing these stories. It's like, dude, AI is better than doctors sometimes. Obviously, there's a lot of nuance to that conversation, which
Kind
could
of
be a whole
nuance.
stream in itself. So I'll stop there. But yes, dude,
Mhm.
Grok set us up with some fire topics, which, Trav already had some ideas in his head, but it was able to connect the things that from his memory to maybe some tweets or articles or things like that to actually reference, visualize, and maybe even we'll pull some of those up and like share screen or something.
Yeah, hell yeah. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, let me just share the prompt here that I put into Grok. It was, what were the top 10 formative events in crypto in 2025? And it actually listed off some incredible ones. Yeah, probably in my opinion, probably the most formative ones that happened. But my first prompt, it was only really macroeconomic type events, which absolutely is fair. But for the sake of entertainment, I wanted to get a little bit more degen. So then I followed that up by saying amazing, thank you, and I always thank AI just because in case they rise up, I want to survive. I want to be in the good graces here. And how about the top 10 degen events that were discussed amongst crypto native communities or groups? Also, shout out to you there, Kobe, for helping me out with that prompt here. And we got some really fun ones. So we're just going to jump right into it and we'll get started here. So, actually, what's interesting is okay, whatever. I'm going to still go with it. But the ones that the posts that it shared were the ones from the initial ones, so the macroeconomic events here. And the first one is establishment of the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve in March of 2025. So maybe not as entertaining
But
as the degen ones. Maybe
I
I'll
mean, still
drop the
huge
first.
though, dude.
Still
Still
massive.
huge, but also it's like it's kind of the same hangover effect, I guess, a little bit of like ETFs, right? Which also happened last year.
Yes.
Remember the old memes back in the day? There was like a win ETF. Like I'm talking way before it was even a real
Yes.
conversation. Like that was gonna
Yep.
like save us or something. And then it didn't. It's like it was baked into the price already, didn't really do anything. And maybe it did. This is all like subjective, right? Like, Bitcoin did hit an all-time high. And the government's been seizing Bitcoin for years now from criminals, right? Like, why wouldn't they be putting it in a reserve, using it as like a financial instrument, as Michael Saylor would advise, right? Don't sell it, borrow against it.
Right. 100%. Um, okay.
North
And I'm
Korea.
actually just realizing Grok has kind of messed this one up here. So the post that it shared was North Korea establishes the strategic Bitcoin reserve. And back
Okay.
in March 17th, 2025, that they held over $1 billion in Bitcoin. So a little off topic, but also quite on topic. I mean, the fact that even North Korea is allegedly, you know, focusing on accumulating Bitcoin and creating their own reserve. Very, very interesting. I mean, definitely shows the potential of Bitcoin, that's for sure, and the kind of that mass acceptance of it being the future.
So did they get all that Bitcoin from like state sponsored, state sanctioned cyber attacks from
Probably.
Korea to North Korea to like United States healthcare companies or what?
The first comment here is hilarious, but they don't buying a single Bitcoin, they hacking their strategic reserve.
I told you.
Yeah. They converted their stolen ETH to BTC. Smart move. Apparently, actually, let's pull this one up.
Yes.
Grok,
Doc,
is
is this
that true?
true? Did it respond? Yeah, it
Oh,
did.
here we go. Research shows North Korea likely holds over $1 billion in Bitcoin, possibly from converting stolen ETH from the Bybit hack, which is another one of the top 10 formative events. It was $1.5 billion in this Bybit hack. The smart move helps them evade sanctions, acting as a de facto reserve, though not officially declared, controversial as it's tied to cybercrime, not policy.
Not policy. Insane
Very,
the world
very,
we live in, dude. Crazy.
absolutely awesome. Well, hey,
So we do
that was
have
a
one. The States does have one, by the way. I confirmed. Does Canada have one?
great question.
I'll ask. I'll look it up. I'm already in the chat here. What
You're
about
already in it.
Canada?
Perfect.
I'm using Gemini right now. I've
Nice.
I've been all these AI browsers that came out in 2025. I'm not going down with that as a topic, but it was crazy.
Yeah.
All the different AI browsers, bro. I tried
Yes.
almost every single one, and I come back to Chrome. Now they have the Gemini built in, so it's like I don't need to ever
Really,
try
hey?
a new one. Yeah,
And that's for like day to day use as well as the vibe coding use as well.
just day to day, just normal browsing. Yep,
Ah,
just normal
okay.
browsing. I don't
Gotcha,
even
man.
use a browser. Like Cursor has a built-in browser, and then I'm just doing everything in the terminal with like Claude Code. So sometimes I'm not even looking at the UI.
Gotcha. I
Canada
love
does
it.
not have a national strategic reserve.
All right. I don't
Get it
even know who our
together,
prime
Canada.
minister is right now, but get your shit together. You're,
It's not the one guy, dude. It's not the infamous or no, I'm thinking about the yeah, it's not Trudeau. He got in trouble.
not anymore. No, we had an election. Let me double check here.
Pierre Poilievre, is that no?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, Mark Carney.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah,
Shout out.
I'm a terrible citizen. I don't know anything about anything. So, oh, he's a leader of the Liberal Party. Okay. And member of parliament. Look at that.
Okay, dude. Heck
I'm
yeah.
into it.
Well,
I
maybe
won't
he'll
dox my political beliefs, but go liberals.
yeah. Dude, I'm so in the
Awesome,
middle.
man.
It's crazy. 2025 literally took me away from either party. I was probably
Mm,
aligned with both left and right at different times throughout the year,
hmm.
and it's just showed me that neither of them are really on my team.
Yeah, no, it's true. And same with Canada as well. I just
Yeah.
want freaking some actual human beings to run the show here for once.
Serious.
That'd be lovely, and I would think not too much to ask, but, it is what it is.
Apparently
But,
it is.
I was wondering, Kobe, do you wanna go back and forth? You can drop a headline, I'll drop a headline?
Yeah, sure, sure. You wanna stay with, crypto, or should we just jump all around?
Jump all around. Let's do it. Let's keep it
Okay,
interesting.
cool. Well, like, this isn't kind of, like, high level, not kind of like one there really wasn't, like, one defining moment, but vibe coding, I would say, AI assisted coding is, like, mainstream now. Shipping apps or products or whatever it might be, whether it's personal or for other people, got democratized, probably the best way to put it. You
Yeah.
can go with, like, idea to prototype in hours now instead of weeks, and you can spend, anywhere between $5 to $150 or more to do that versus spending thousands on a developer. And so now it's more about like knowing what to build instead of how to build it.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, the skill set is basically gone from writing code to directing, kind of being this like conductor or a systems designer more than anything. I would I'll keep talking about this forever. I'm going to be the old man still saying this. Well, back in my day, I was copying code blocks from ChatGPT into VS Code. But dude, that literally changed this year. Like literally at the beginning of the year, I was still doing that. And now it's completely agentic. It's just insane. I even have like one of the admin girls here at work. She's a designer and she like heard that I was into AI and I'm trying to like encourage her to like try to maybe start building some like design tools for herself. So
That's wild.
and she's a
That's incredible.
mom, right? Like she's like a 30 something year old mom. And so it's
Very
really is
preoccupied.
getting democratized for sure. So that's crazy. And I'm not gonna go down the rabbit hole of all the different tools, but Cursor got big, Claude Code and Cursor probably stole the show. There's another one that just got acquired by Meta or Facebook called Manus. That was a really big one as well. But yeah, dude, it went from kind of this niche little thing to seriously main character. Like RIP to like junior devs for sure.
No kidding. And it's
So
just so cool that, you know, the barrier to entry is almost non-existent for most
hmm
people now. Like,
yeah.
so I remember back in the day, which is like maybe a year and a half ago now, you'd come up with these amazing ideas, but they would stop there because in order to actually make these things work, you'd need to hire a dev team. You need to know a developer. You need to have to learn how to code, which to be able to get to the level that you would need to could take years.
hmm
Now, all that is gone. You literally just need an idea and you could figure it out just by having a conversation with the chatbot, which is
The
wild.
idea guy. That's what Sam Altman said. That this is the era of the idea guy. So the better your ideas, bigger the splash you can make. And even just from like the last big idea that you and I
Mhm.
had, or that you had, that we kind of workshopped, like that was what, late fall, mid fall, like early fall, I think.
Yeah,
And even since then, like every couple weeks, my confidence of building something that ambitious goes up. It's insane. It's insane. And so like definitely something that is more than possible now. And for anybody, dude.
freaking wild. And speaking about Sam Altman, I seem to remember a headline you spoke about where there was some beef between Altman and Elon.
Yes, dude. Yes. Let me see if I can find the kind of notes I took. Yeah. So they've been going back and forth. And so for anybody who doesn't know, like the history of these two guys' relationship, they started OpenAI together. Like Elon and was part of the core founding team along with Sam Altman, Ilya Sketskevich or something like that, and then a
Mhm.
few other guys as well, Andre Karpathy, which coined the term vibe coding. They all started it together and were building these AIs to play Dota for them, which is how it all started, Dota 2 or whatever. And they've been going back and forth big time. So I would say, it's a trust thing, I think. Who do you trust if either of them? Sam Altman basically stole I think the direct quote is, you stole an open source project, like OpenAI was called Open AI because it was originally open source and it was for the betterment of humanity. And then it's just some crazy stuff happened. Yeah, they went back and forth for quite a while. Maybe I can even find some of the actual tweets.
That
Let's
would be
see.
fun. That is crazy. Okay. I that just connected those dots now that OpenAI was called OpenAI because it was open source. So that makes a
Right.
ton of sense. Very, very cool. Yeah, maybe while you're doing that, I'll chat about I was actually able to pull up the posts for the DGen topics here. And the number one DGen topic is, hold up. Any guesses?
What?
Any guesses as to what the number one DGen headline was from 2025?
Pump fun.
Close. Trump meme coin launch.
Trump coin, of course.
Hmm. The
A
president of the
total
United
rug.
States, total rug. And actually, I just saw a post today. Now, let me pull this one up here first. Let's see here.
Insane.
Actually, no, okay, yeah, I saw a post. Apparently, actually, I'll actually pull up the post because the post
Yeah,
itself was very
what
interesting.
yeah, pull it up and I'll kind of set the stage a little bit. So for those who don't know, and if you're watching the stream, I guarantee you know that Trump launched a meme coin, I believe in I don't know, it was probably early in 2025, March or April might have been. And it pumped and then dumped and has continuously dumped
January
since then.
21st,
Oh, so we're
I
coming
believe.
up on almost a full year of Trump coin being
Yep.
live. Mania launched a coin as well. That took
That's
on a
number two.
bunch of yeah, number two that took on a bunch of flack. That got a bunch of flack. The same guy that was involved in Melania was also involved in the Venezuela stuff. Hayden was his name. He even went on like Barstool show. Yeah, crazy, dude, crazy. Like, what are you doing? Why would a president need to do this?
Well, the guy's does anything for money, I believe, and ah,
I guess, dude. I
the
guess I just
greed,
don't
the
know
greed drives.
who's approving that. Who's letting? I don't know. I just think that's insane.
It's
And there was a
insane. It's
small
absolutely
part of the
insane.
year where I was like, yeah, dude, I kind of actually like Trump. This was when he was running, like during the election, when
Yeah.
he got shot at. And of
All
course, like,
right.
talk about a psyop because that's what got me to like him for like a month. You know,
Yeah,
I got psyoped into liking this guy, and I used to like, anyways, what's
that
this
is
tweet you got
crazy.
pulled up here?
All right. So first of all, shout out to Juicy. He's a huge Solana advocate. Just has dropped so much alpha. Just really hammer this in. I feel like I know Juicy used to do a ton of threads on airdrops back in airdrop season, and I actually made a ton of like my not only me personally but my portfolio appreciates you, Juicy, for all the alpha that you constantly drop here. So,
There was some solid
about
airdrops at the beginning of the last year.
oh man, so much fun, so much fun. So here, Trump, the official meme coin of the president of the U.S., 80% of the supply is owned by the team, down 94% in 1 year. The team withdrew $94 million from the liquidity pool, and 20 million was sent to an exchange in April. Many reports say that 58 large non-team wallets made 1.1 plus billion in trading profits, while hundreds of thousands of retail holders lost money overall. And yes, this was the biggest meme coin in crypto history. So the all-time
Wow.
high market cap, Kobe, $8.4 billion. Now it's under 1 billion, and the launch was 20% of the total supply was to the public and 80% of the supply to the team, apparently with 3-year vesting. And realized profits is only 350 to 450 million
So,
dollars.
do you think that's their realized profits?
It's my guess. Actually, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to interpret that one here.
Right.
But
Because he also
yeah,
said that they, in the bullet points at the top, the liquidity pool is what happened. Okay. They took money out of the liquidity pool, which is,
out of the liquidity pool.
did they think that that was like a slick way to take funds instead of selling?
Who the crap knows? I can't
I
even
just
begin
want to
to
know
speculate.
why. I just want to know
Yeah.
why. Again, just like you said, dude, I don't really know if I could even begin to speculate, but when
Hmm.
that happened, first of all, I watched it happen in front of my eyes and I totally had funds on chain and could have taken a stab at it. And in theory, I would have made like a good amount. And if I would have sold, I was in front of the charts. It was I think it was on a weekend. like a Saturday or a Sunday, and but just had a really bad vibe about it, which I even have a worse vibe about it now. Seeing those numbers,
Hmm.
insane. I know a ton of people got wrecked. Um, if you didn't like the guy already and then got wrecked, you don't like him even more. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know. The biggest meme coin in history, though, past Doge and kind of the
Right.
OG, like
So what's crazy to think about back then is like, oh, this is right around when people were really, pushing that for the BTF or Bitcoin ETF approval.
yes,
And so the fact that Trump was pro Bitcoin and pro crypto and actually participating in crypto was just so bullish for pretty much every single crypto holder, myself included as well.
yeah, same.
This was like when it initially dropped, like this is huge exposure for Bitcoin and a massive catalyst for mass
Hmm.
adoption. However, in hindsight, the fact that the biggest meme coin in history became a rug, I feel like the opposite optics were accomplished.
Yeah,
Like
yep.
this is crypto. The big message to the masses now is that crypto is a tool, is a medium for corruption and to steal the public's like liquidity, which is
That's actually really well said. That's really really, really well said. Holy shit. Because did you take that out of my brain, bro? Like, I don't think I could have put it that beautifully, but that's exactly what happened. The opposite optics
Mhm.
were accomplished, and people that really hadn't heard of anything besides Bitcoin probably heard about that. And now they think what you said, right? This is kind of a vehicle for corruption or fraud or just insert negative word there.
Now the question remains: though, was that their intent all along to tarnish crypto, or
Oh,
was it
wow.
just to make money, and that this just was a crappy side effect of that? I
I
don't know.
think that if I had to have an opinion, that's what it would be, I think, is that it was purely
Yeah,
extraction and side effect was the fallout of kind of that, um,
yeah.
word
That is
spreading.
the one that I hope, because to me that means that either scenario sucks. Let's just get that straight here. But like the second scenario hopefully means that they don't have some sort of like behind the scenes mission to absolutely trash crypto.
And I don't think they do because, they did launch that DeFi protocol or whatever you even want to call it on Ethereum, World Liberty Finance, which I don't know a
Oh,
ton
okay.
about, but like I don't know what it really is, to be honest. And I don't even know if it's fully launched or what, or if it's like open to anybody to use. But yeah, they were, and like when the price first started dumping, like I remember sitting in a space with the NFT community, which still is kicking to this day with all the like pixel dogs.
Oh yes, that bark.
Yeah, Bark. Yeah, the Bark community. They were super bullish on
Yeah,
it right away. And then they actually were finding some things on chain where these connect wallets that were like connected to the team were selling and then funneling funds into World Liberty Finance wallets. So
wild.
if they really wanted to tarnish the reputation of crypto, I don't think they would have also launched World Liberty.
Okay, well, hopefully one day we'll find out here. But yeah,
Seriously, bro, there's got to be like an expose documentary in 10 years that comes out about
right. And at the
yeah.
very least, my wife and I, we have a thing called the death list, where our biggest hope and ever is that when we die, instead of going to the pearly gates, we get to sit down in front of a TV and get all of the answers to all of the questions that we've ever had in our entire life.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. I like
Like that
that.
one's
I
for the
like
death
that.
list.
Yeah, seriously. I'll know maybe
Awesome.
someday.
Exactly. That'd be cool. But anyways, man, did you find the Sam Altman Elon post by chance?
Yes, I found a couple of them. Yeah, let me share my screen here.
Do it.
Okay, cool. So these are a couple of them, but this was I think in August. So yeah, remarkable claim. So Elon tweeted about Apple. This is when Grok was kind of like that Elon claimed Grok was being pushed down on the App Store, like deprioritized over OpenAI or over ChatGPT. And so he was complaining about it. And then Sam Altman kind of had a like a checkmate because there is rumors. So he says this is a remarkable claim, given what I have heard uh, alleged that Elon does to manipulate X to benefit himself and his own companies and harm his competitors and people he doesn't like. Which, at least the part of him boosting his own reach, that was claims that I heard out, like even from non-adversaries of Elon. And then Elon goes, "You got 3 million views on your BS post, you liar. Far more than I've received on many of mine, despite me having 50 times your follower count." And then Sam Altman, "Yeah, will you sign an affidavit that you never directed changes to X?" I don't think he responded to that. And then here's just Grok saying, "Based on verified evidence, Sam Altman is right," which is hilarious because Grok is Elon's creation. Sam Altman is right. Musk's Apple antitrust claim is undetermined. And then down here,
That's
evidence shows
hilarious.
Elon has indeed tweaked X algorithm to boost his own reach. So
Wow.
this is kind of just one episode, if you will, in the Elon versus Sam Altman saga. There's tons of them out here. Okay, that's the same one. But yeah, you could go on forever. Interesting. So yeah, dude, crazy. And I don't know. Again, one of those things we'll see in the future and learn more about.
Yes.
Sam Altman is definitely not who we think he is, in my opinion. One of the OpenAI researchers self-deleted allegedly, and there is claims and about that was actually Sam Altman and his team because this guy was basically starting to blow the whistle that OpenAI was training on copywritten data, which now is proven that all the AI companies have trained on copywritten data. So
Very interesting. Is this a Roadhouse AI edit? This is amazing.
it is that the movie? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it is. I remember seeing one of the Matrix of them too. Um, and
That's
they got the
I'm loving
Cybertruck in
this.
the background.
That is freaking hilarious. I'm a huge fan of this. Oh my goodness, AI for the win. This is phenomenal.
Okay.
Okay, I can get lost in this, but yeah, no, bravo, sir.
So yeah, I don't know who won that one. I would probably say Sam Altman won that fight. If 2025 was one fight and each of those were rounds, I think Altman might have won.
Mhm.
I still don't trust either of them.
No, that is for sure.
So what do we
Trust
got
has not yet
next? What do
been
we got
earned.
next here?
Perfect. So for DGen topics, next one is the Fartcoin AI mania. So let's pull up.
Yeah, dude. Truth Terminal.
Let Let's pull up a post. Actually, it's a post by Fartcoin. Here we go. Let me pull up the screen share here. So what's crazy about this one is that this it took the creation of Fartcoin for my Web2 normie friends to reach out and be like, "Yo, I hear you're in crypto. I just bought Fartcoin. I want to know all things about crypto now," which is crazy. Like, I don't know. I think that's
You
just
wait, you're
really
getting
funny
hit
to
up by
me.
your normie friends about, or you were about Farcoin?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a friend who I have who knew nothing about crypto, like fell into the hype about Fartcoin and actually got a wallet, put liquidity on chain, and bought himself some Fartcoin, which
It doesn't
is
surprise
hilarious.
me. Honestly,
Yeah.
like, I've kind of always been a hater on memes, but
Hmm.
Farcoin has it checked every box in terms of memeability,
Hmm.
and the point was proven by the text from your normie friends.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So I'm not quite sure what. So Grok sent this post our way, and he says you were right there. Fartcoin was on your screen, on your feed, in your group chat, in your dreams. You can bookmark the chart, but you couldn't click buy. You bought some AI times GameFi times real world asset times meme coin fusion garbage instead. You chased a presale on a website with 6 typos and a telegram that hasn't been online since TGE. You deserve what's coming. Meanwhile,
Wow.
Fartcoin didn't beg, it didn't promise it existed. honest, pure, flatulent.
Well, that's
You had
gold.
April, you had early May. Hell, now it's still under 100 billion, and you're scratching your head wondering if it's too late. Brother, it's already too late for you. You never wanted generational wealth. You wanted adrenaline. You wanted endorphins. You wanted a 17-minute pump, and the bot sold high story for Discord. Oh my goodness, this is insane. I'll finish it off because I'm almost done here.
You
You
might as
want to be the
well.
main character, but you're an NPC, farting around on Solana asking dev when in rugs with 4 holders and 0 volume. Meanwhile, the real one's held through the early dumps, through the mockery, through the disbelief. We embraced the stink. Now you're mad at us. We made it. Mad we kept posting. Mad we didn't let you forget. But be honest, you're not mad at us. You're mad that you're not one of us. Fry's still in the bag, and we're still farting. Hilarious.
Hilarious. It was created by Truth Terminal, right? So for if you are you aware, do you know about Truth Terminal?
No, tell
The
me.
Truth Terminal is an AI agent. Basically came up with it and popularized the idea of Fartcoin through its like conversational post. The actual token though was launched by a human, an anonymous creator named Ray, and he said he doesn't know who made the token, which is ironic. But yeah, AI authored the meme. Humans deployed the token, and the internet did the rest, according to the Guardian. So it was validated. The idea was validated by an AI. So,
Okay.
like I said, dude, it checks all the boxes, right? So if it's studied how memes are like embraced by people and like what makes a good meme, it definitely did its research for sure. Because, dude, it's not a bad word. It's not like a slur or a swear word. Everybody farts, you know. And then the classic meme from some of the fart coin bulls I remember um, saying was "hot air rises."
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
would say
That's pretty
that
cool.
kind of helps counter at least for me, right? Like I don't think memes are dead by any means, but especially if you compare it to the Trump stuff, like this is a nice balance for sure. Having Farcoin out
100%. No, for sure.
there.
I'm
Hmm.
much more bullish on Fartcoin than I am Trump. That is for damn sure.
Amen. Yeah,
That
totally.
is for sure. Awesome. So,
So
dude, I just want to mention here, I am going to have to wrap it up right around the hour mark here today.
cool.
So,
That's fine
don't
with
have a
me.
whole lot of time, but do you each want to share one more headline and then we could wrap it up?
Well, this isn't really a headline, but it's a good transition, since talking about Farcoin, AI, and then like how an AI created it. Um, Agents, right? Agents kind of became the main character. Chatbots were cute, right? They were cool. Obviously, we've all kind of experienced the chatbots of like 2022 and 2023 about how like I wouldn't even use them on websites because I knew how bad they were. But now the AI space and even in the crypto space, shout out to Daniel Sesta, which has like really created something cool with Hey Anon with their like on-chain AI agent. It's no AI is no longer conversational only, and it can actually do things. And that happened in
Hmm.
2025. And I'm even seeing it now at work, right? So I'm creating a ticketing system. And the IT lead at the company that I work for, and creating a ticketing system by default, it has an AI agent built into it. Now you don't have to use it. Of course, you have to like build a knowledge base in order to use it, but by default, it's enabled. And so, kind of back to what we were saying at the beginning of the stream, like it's going from slow growth to now agents agents are going to be able to do almost everything. I'm building one. Your mom's going to be able to build one, so on and so forth. So
Absolutely.
pretty crazy. And it covers coding, it covers day to day, like personal kind of like knowledge worker stuff, like emails and all this. Now you don't even need to have like some special tool. Gemini will do it for you if you have Gmail open inside of Chrome. So there's AI agents really became a thing, right? Tool use is where the models really like stopped sounding smart and started doing things, basically. So I don't know,
Which is
man. What do you
wild.
think?
I think it's the future. I mean, there's definitely pros and cons, but I feel like I'm bullish on it, especially now that there's been protocols created to where you can actually
Mm-hmm.
communicate and or participate with on-chain activities as
Yes.
well, which is wild. Like ERC 8004, I think maybe it was, and then there's another X something or other,
Oh
where it
yeah,
actually
X402, which is like, yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah.
the payments basically
Mhm.
for AI agents on chain. That was created by Coinbase. Um, and they had a bunch of investors, A16Z, bunch of people to kind of help build that protocol out. So that's kind of one of those boring infrastructures that's going to allow AI agents to do more on chain. But yeah, you even before that, you had Hey Anon, which was built by the same dev from like WagMe, which is a DEX. And yeah, you can just general not or natural language. Hey, bridge here, swap this, stake this, right? Three steps, and it would bridge, swap, and stake all without leaving you wouldn't even have to leave the chat. So that's sick to me.
That
That's
is
so cool.
really cool. That is really cool. I'm already starting to imagine different applications for that. Like,
Dude,
just,
I want to build one. I want to build one, honestly. Like you could. You could easily
yeah,
build one. It's just this is the last point I'll make on it, and then I'll kick it back to you. But it does raise some questions about security.
for sure.
The most straightforward like risk or vulnerability is prompt injection, which basically means, if you prompt a certain way, you can kind of get an AI to do things that it's not supposed to based on the system
Mm,
prompt or its underlying rules. So
valid.
that's a risk. If I was able to hack into your AI and your AI is connected to your wallet, maybe I could prompt inject it to do X, Y, Z, send to me, some stuff like that. So there's some risk there, but we're really early. We're really, really early.
Yes.
The same as crypto. We're still really, really early, even though, we did reach 125K or whatever the all-time high. We're still hella early.
Mm,
So same with AI. So yeah, I'll kick it
very,
back to you
very
for one
early.
final point.
Perfect. You know what? Maybe I'll just read off the next, like, the rest of them here, just to kind of cover some more ground. So the other massive headlines were the whole pump.fund dominance, which
Hmm.
brought Solana to record highs, the 200 and was it $56, I believe it was, which is
Their
absolutely
token.
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know there was also a lot of contention around pump.fund as well, which is very interesting. I've been seeing more posts about that these days. So
Right. Well, of all the Solana they sold, pretty much.
yeah, Solana, they sold things around the pump token and things like that. Just some shady stuff here that not a
Wouldn't
huge fan
surprise
of,
me.
but again, I haven't corroborated any of this here. This is all just my own personal opinion. There was the Libra token crash, which I don't remember this one
That
actually.
was the Venezuela is not the right country. Libra was, gosh, let me look it up
El
here.
Salvador,
El Salvador. Nope, nope, nope. And let me just see. But yeah, that was the same kind of guy behind that as the same as Melania.
Argentina's.
Argentina. Yep,
There
yep,
we go. Pumped
yep.
hard, then nuked. Hayden Davis insider drama plus crime
Hayden.
coin vibes. Degens extracted millions, became a case study in political rugs. It's kind of up there with the Trump coin saga, I guess.
It happened around the same time. Yeah. I mean, Trump launched, then Melania launched, and
Mhm.
then the Venezuela or what country is it?
Argentina.
Argentina. Then the Argentina
Argentina's
team,
Malay.
yeah, that's their like prime minister or president or whatever. And
Gotcha.
then as soon as like, shit hit the
Okay, I do remember
fan,
this now.
they separated themselves from this Hayden guy and it got really ugly. And I think Hayden might still be like going through some legal issues over this. Would not surprise me if he ended up in prison.
Mm-hmm. 100%. Also, we've got the InfoFi meta explosion, which, like,
Yup.
Kaido was a huge player, probably the main
Yup.
player. Kaido launched kickoff of InfoFi on-chain info tokens, peak yap slash slops, yapio, laudio memes everywhere. Degens
I
farmed
remember.
attention tokens while CT drowned in KOL slop.
Seriously.
Thank you for that,
Seriously.
Grok. I love it.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
also had the Aiden Ross celebrity streamer coin chaos. Aiden buying
Ooh.
MLG Live, Dave Portnoy scam coins, Iggy Azalea on Thrust platform. Actually, that one I'm pretty bullish about on Thrust. I actually interviewed one of the founders, and it's pretty legit. They do it very
Yeah.
differently.
They
Where
definitely do, or at least
the
they say they do, for sure.
but the creators don't actually get any of the supply at all.
Correct. Correct.
They have to be active in order to basically get paid.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Neon, right?
Yeah, Neon. I think Amy or Jamie Fox, not Jamie Fox. Crap. Anyways, I don't even know. Anyways, yes. So they only get paid if they are active with their community. The more active they are with the community, the more they get paid, but not from the actual token itself. It's from
It's trading
fees
fees.
generated.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm all about. So,
Yeah.
and the
I don't
last but
know. I
not least,
still never mind. I'll save my take for another day.
yeah, we'll chat about this. I'm sure it'll be a good one here. So the last but not least is October 10, flash crash and mass liquidation, which of course was the biggest single moment liquidation event where 19 plus billion in liquidations happened in days. Wiped leverage
Ironically,
degens across perps and meme coins, which is nuts.
ironically, that was only a day or two after the big bombing of Palestine from Israel,
Oh,
saying
okay.
there's been some like scams and nobody's been able to fully connect the dots between some negative things in Israel. Yeah. I mean, it costs a lot of money to bomb somebody. So
Sure does.
might have, I'll just let the mind wander there. Obviously, I'm not
We'll
making
do the
any
math.
direct claims, but
Exactly. Probably a
could
good
have just
call.
been a coinkydink.
Could have been. Could have been. Maybe
Could
not
have
though.
been. Most,
Maybe
I don't
not.
think coincidences really exist. We'll just put it
No.
that way.
Yeah. Great
But
segue. How about you, man? Any kind of final burning topics you wanted to share before we wrap it up today?
no, not really. There was some more things I could have gotten into. You know, the models, the AI model got really, really good. Regulation became a kind of a thing. There was no alt season, which kind of was a bummer for most people. The miners pivoting, a lot of Bitcoin miners pivoting to AI compute instead of mining Bitcoin. But yeah, nothing really too crazy. I was going to share an app that I'm building right now, but we talked about it last week, and it still needs some time to cook. So I'm sure I'll get an opportunity to show that to you guys as well. And then also, side note, I keep saying this, but you know, for those who like want to learn more about vibe coding, even vibe coding crypto apps, like definitely stay tapped into what we got going on here. And over the next month or two, you guys might have an opportunity to learn firsthand with me and the Web3 Matters team. So stay tuned for that. This is like the pre-announcement of an announcement type of thing, but we'll just kind
Hint,
of leave it
hint.
there on the edge of your seats.
Hey now. Awesome. Well, you sure you don't want to throw up the UI real quick here before we wrap it up?
Yeah,
Or
dude. Sure, I'll throw it up. Why not? Why not? It's on deck. So heck yeah. So this is a really really simple application. Close this out. Called Weather Bee, obviously work in progress. So it's literally just yes, no bets on weather. So for those who have known me for a while, I did have launched a prediction market in the past. This one is just for the temperature of a city. So basically, you know, will it be over under 27 degrees Fahrenheit or -3 Celsius in New York at this date and time? So pretty sweet. Right now, it's on Flare's tech testnet. And so
okay.
when I do launch it, I am going to launch it there. Um, it's not the largest ecosystem in the world, but you know, we've got some connections there, and you know, I'm not going to be like
Yes.
seeking a grant or anything, but it's nice to know people on the chain
Heck yeah.
before kind of diving in. So yeah, you browse some markets, connect your wallet, place your bet. Yes, no, pretty straightforward. Only two options, and then you wait for settlement. So every 24 hours, there's no human intervention, so it's all automated. And there is going to be also a way for you to vote. So there's only going to be 5 markets at a time. But if you want to suggest a market, you're going to be able to go in here into this form, fill that guy out. You can submit your idea. Community will vote on it, maybe some type of governance situation or not, just straight up voting. Me or an admin team will review it, hit yes, no, and then we'll test it out and roll it out. So pretty straightforward, man. I really like the UI though. It's pretty. The only thing left really for the UI for now is to get this turn this into a proper logo, like text logo. So um,
No, that's really cool, man. I already have a lot of questions I want to ask you, but like we said, maybe we'll hold this off until
okay.
our next stream here. But dude, I'm very impressed. This is
Thank you.
high level stuff that you're popping together. Actually, you know what? One question here. So, are you getting the weather data from like the weather network, or where are you getting that?
Yeah, so it's called Met Norway. It's just like an open, I don't know if it's open source, but it's just a weather like API.
Hmm.
And so yeah, it settles directly from the API, and then it talks to my app at settlement time when the timer is up, and gives you the observed temp in tenths of a degree, and then it triggers a settlement or a resolution, I think is the right word. The original idea was to use Flare's data connector, which that's still the long-term vision. Right now, you just have to go through a governance process in order to get a certain API approved to be validated by the validator. So that would mean that if my API was reporting 69 degrees, then I would submit that to the FDC, and then all the validators would also scan the API and then vote to let that validate. And then the market would actually be settled by the result of their FDC, the result of all the validators, not just my single API call. So be like extra layer of security and validation.
That no, that's perfect. I'm definitely into that. Huge advocate for layers of safety.
Yes,
That is what I'm
absolutely.
talking
And
about.
now other chains don't really have that. So that is one of the things that makes Flare cool. And probably, even if I didn't know anybody in that ecosystem, I would probably also be intrigued to launch it there, because they are kind of building this Oracle Flare data connector ecosystem of good data.
100%. And you guys will see maybe next week, hint, hint, that Flair's cooking for multiple reasons. And we'll just leave it
Yes,
at
they
that.
are.
Awesome, man. Well, this has been a fun stream. I'm very happy we decided to jump on today. We covered a lot of ground. We spoke about some of the most wild headlines in 2025, both in crypto and in AI. We laughed, we cried, we had a blast.
Yes,
Yeah,
dude.
man. Any kind of final words before we wrap it up here today?
No, I would suggest everybody to not set any New Year's resolutions. Just keep trucking away at the goals. Don't be afraid to cut people off and to cut things out of your life that don't serve you, whether that's maybe a crypto community that really hasn't done anything but distract you. Maybe it's your Telegram notifications. Maybe you don't need them on, some things like that. So just, yeah, lock in and keep it
That's right. We're
simple.
talking to you about that one.
That's
I
right.
know.
Talking to you.
You know.
Don't get distracted this year, but keep it simple and find your North Star. Don't just build for the sake of building. Figure out what your North Star is and take small steps every day to get there. That's my 2 cents.
Love that, man. Love that. No, for sure. I'll end off on a similar note here. The barrier to entry these days is getting lower and lower, and we're still early. So now truly is the time to get going, to start building, to start working on yourself.
Hmm.
Because as soon as true mass adoption happens, especially not even just in crypto, but in development, AI, vibe coding, all of that as well here, it's going to be a lot harder to stand out. So yeah, but also, to kind of end it off on a different note here as well here, just kind of to bring it back to one of the first things we were talking about today. It's our appreciation for you guys. Maybe just a little bit about Web3 matters here. Our mission over the next couple of weeks, actually, we're going to be really sitting down and looking at our own personal ups and downs over the last year and really get focused for 2020, figure out exactly how the better ways that we can deliver our mission, which is to bring all the value possible to you guys. So definitely stay tuned for some updates on that. 2025 has been a hell of a year for us. We've been able to really up our game in terms of alpha delivered and quality of communication here. So couldn't be more bullish for 2026. So yeah,
Amen.
with that, Kobe, appreciate your time today, my friend. Thanks to all of you guys for joining us today. Been an awesome stream here. Yeah, let us know what your New Year's goals are. I'm not going to use the word resolution. Kobe, I know how you feel about that. So we won't go there.
Or
So
if you
awesome.
set them, that's fine. Let us know those too.
Do you? Do you?
Yes. Do
Awesome,
you,
guys.
boo boo?
Fafo?
Fafo.
Fafo. There it is. There it is.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. My name is Trav. This is Kobe. We are Web3 Matters, and we will see you guys next Friday. Take care.